Greetings and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Dgray and today we continue our awesome Let's Play of this game, just looking at the start of our Dyson Sphere, or at least what we can see from the planet closest to our sun. Look at that, looks brilliant. So in the last episode we just hooked up a ton of solar here and we finally hooked up a new massive kind of production. In between episodes, I just hooked up a bit more to different planetary logistics stations, where things are slowly but securely getting flown out to the rest of the world. I didn't expand this out, I think it was quite good as it is, but if you look here, I did move it in a small amount. From what it looks like, if you do it 1 to 3 lines or 3 longitudes in, it fits pretty nicely on both sides. So that's what we're gonna do and use in today's episode. So what we are gonna do today is pretty much increase how fast we can launch rockets. And to do that, I think I'm gonna do the production backwards. So instead of starting all the way, what's it called, at the start one more time, we'll start by looking at what the small carrier rockets need and then work back from that. So this needs Dyson components, we'll start producing that. This one needs those 3 and then we'll start producing all of those until we start to have the production of small carrier rockets pretty much running full speed. I know we won't be buffering very much produce or products then, but I don't like buffering anyway. I just like making things go. So yeah, we have a ton of titanium stored, we have iron, copper and what else flowing in, ready to be flown to our starting planet. So that's also where our journey starts today. We'll fly back, just looking at this beauty, and then we have to do something rather sad. It has served us well, but it has to go. We kind of have to dismantle our old main bus. I know it's a bit sad, but in terms of progress, I think it's about time we remove it and do the same with the solar setup as we have here. We of course have something at the north and south pole, and it'll stay like that for now, at least until we find a better way to do it, but that might also get dismantled at some point and moved around. So right now we have this. It serves well for what it needs to do, just jump starting our base, getting things flowing, and it can stay like this. But we'll have to get all of this shenanigans here cleared out. I know it is a bit sad, but I think it is for the best that we fix all of this and get things looking a bit better. Firstly, let's just drop off a bit of the things we have in our inventory. Well, that might not be necessary. We'll just place a few boxes that we can empty out later. And start to dismantle that entire thing. I did think about plan doing it off screen, but to be honest, I think you guys should be here for it, because it has been such a big part of our current setup. So let's just take a few storage chests. You can stay right here for now until we figure out what to do with you. And you can hold all of our things while we dismantle the current setup. The bottom 2 will be our current inventory. Wait, oh, I went to the top one. Well, just going to do this. I'll get the bottom 1, get everything in. And then the one right above it have the rest. So that will be our current inventory. The rest will slowly but surely get consumed right in a few minutes, and we'll just bring a few chests to do it. So a few days ago, I think you also saw it in the last episode, we did get the upgrade function, but we also got the mass dismantle function. So now, if you press X and hold Shift, we can dismantle everything that connects to that one. So that makes it much easier just to clear out all of these Ooh, that was pretty much half the main boss. Clear out some of these setups that we don't really need anymore. So let's start by getting rid of all the belts and all of our production. It is a bit sad, but it's not really used anymore, and it is about time we got rid of it. There we are. Let's get rid of all of you. We'll hook you up anew again when we decide to do that. You can stay as well. But that one and that one, it's gone. And let's take you out as well. And then continue down the main bus. Just clearing out all of these things, because we want drones to move everything by now, except individual cells. So you have served me very well, little bus, but you're not really doing much anymore. And you're just taking up space. So let's just get all of you cleared out. And let's just take them one at a time. This was our very first setup that we tried to automate. And now it's just disappearing. I'll leave the chests for now, because they are easier. But look, this mass dismantling is so good. And do comment if you think what I'm doing right now is incredibly sad, because it saddens me a bit. We did spend quite a while learning the game and setting it up in this current setup. And it has done what it needed to do. Teach us about Dyson Sphere Program. Let's not... yeah, we can pretty much take that as well. Oh, it's all disappearing. Our old oil setup that's not even working anymore, because all the oil is going to a new setup. One thing I am happy about though is we don't have to individually take out each of these sources. So that is a quite good thing. So let's see here. Let's just continue taking out more and more until we are done. Let's take that. Oh, why? Oh, it's because of different kind of belts. It took a while longer to do. Take you. Also, oh, let's not waste items by not having an inventory for it. Let's do the first two here. You can get all of our in here, and then we'll at some point, I don't know if this is a good way to do it, shuffle it back into the system. But for now, we'll just get all of you built out. There we are. 2 sec, guys. So where were we? I just got distracted by somebody coming home from work. So let's see. We're dismantling this. Let's just continue and keep filling our inventory with a ton of things. And I'm gonna look forward to how this new setup will be when we are done. I think it's gonna be quite good. Let's get all of you as well. You can see there's not that many things left in on old main boss anyway. It's mostly empty by now. And luckily this is somewhat easy to do. Imagine doing this before we had this setup. But I'll just dismantle the rest and then I'll be back in just a second. And we're back, guys, and by the power of magic, I am completely done. And I must say, I don't feel very good having dismantled this. But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like now. It is a rather sad sight. So if you look at this, oh, this is our old main boss. I have all the items stored up here. It is completely empty. Just a barren wasteland. No trees, anything. That is so sad. Just left a few things staying here behind. slowly pick up these, but I want to show you the aftermath of this incredibly sad thing. But it will be for the better, because while I was dismantling, I noticed, if you look at the grid lines, that one of the main ones going down is, where is it at? I had it signaled right here. So following this down, we can start to build on the left side, having our entire old main bus as a expansion for a new kind of setup, and the new logistic main bus up here can stay where it's at. That is perfect. Somehow it completely lined up as intended. So now it's gonna be the tough job of firstly, we will line up all of our solar panels down this way, so we can actually get power going again to the different things, and our planning be much better. So that does mean let's get into what's it called, God mode again, and then start to fill out all these. And one thing I actually noticed after last episode is if you just fly, it's much easier to just go around this place, to be honest. That means that now we can finally just get things going much faster if you just fly. And please go with me, little robot. And now I can pretty much just press left and right at the same time and constantly build. I do know that our robots can't keep up if I do this, and we'll have to go back, but in terms of just getting things down, it's actually quite nice this way. So let's build out our little solar thing as we did on the other planet last time. And continue across. We have a bit of water here and there. Luckily we are quite good on landfill and such. So landfilling it in is not the worst thing to do at the moment. There we are. And please continue. Down this way. And to be honest, if I ever do, or when I do another Let's Play of this, I think getting solar up and running this way is to be honest, one of the best power sources you can have on every planet, because it is extremely easy to set up. It's very symmetrical, and it provides quite a bit of power, to be honest. In that regard, there is nothing for me to complain about this setup. And it very much defines how you want to build the base. Ooh, something has completely stopped working. We'll go look at that because we have to increase these launching anyway. So let's go out of God mode yet again and have a little look at what is holding up our setup. Let's fly up here. Let's see where we land. Completely the opposite end. Oh, it feels weird flying like sideways like this. But please go down there. So now we pretty much have to set up an entirely new production to handle a production of these. Going from here all the way down, just expanding out at the maximum capacity that each of these can hold, so we get a nice blueprint. So right now it's pretty much just Dyson Sphere components, and it's a solar cell production that is lacking graphene. Why are we lacking that? We should have oil still flowing here. Oh wait, we might have cut off our entire oil production. That could actually be a thing that just happened. Yeah, we might have cut off our entire oil supply, because that is probably lacking power at the moment. No, it's even simpler than that. We just fill up on hydrogen. So yeah, fire ice to graphene is something we'll work at. Right now we just fill this up. So time to design our new setup. We'll do everything with interstellar logistics, as that is a rather good way to go. And we'll start right over here, as we did on the other planets. Maybe I want to start right here on, we'll cost a bit of landfill to fill it in. What if we just start right here on the equator? I think it's a good place to start. Is it the best place? I'm not quite sure. We could plan out how much room we have before these mess up. So let's see. Right here breaks off and becomes something else. What if we just do that to mark it out? Just onto here. It is quite good. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we have 32 pretty much before it goes wrong. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yes, we have 16 rows. And we can use that as to plan how to best use our current setup. So let's see. If we start with one production, that is pretty much what we're gonna do. The same as before, just much quicker here. So what if we start with small carrier rockets as the main thing we produce? Of course, this to max this one out will be insane because it takes a ton before this is filled up. But yeah, that might be something we'll do. So let's just start with that one and then slowly build up towards our Dyson Sphere. So interplanetary, we'll start 1, 2, 3 out, because then if we do it on the opposite side, it'll be quite good. Do it any closer to that, it'll not line up nicely. So there we are. 1, 2, 3. So you will make small carrier rockets. One of them is a large carrier rocket as well. Oh well. But yeah, I think most things, if you just look around, require... So we can do one here and then we can do an interstellar at the opposite end as well, when we've figured out how far we want it to do, or to make it. Let's see, have we gotten... We have some crafting. They just made normal assemblers. So if we do 2 in, 3 in, 1 out, I think we can do... What if we do the same setup we did with our furnaces? Not quite sure how long it has to be, but what if we start something like here and there? Ooh, can't we get that lined up a bit better? Is this correct? Oh, it is one too far out. Well, we can't line up completely on the side here, but why is it we can't do that, by the way? I thought we did that before. Am I just being silly? I am just being silly. Also, I want this to look good. So right there. Then you go through. Good. So this will be output of the carrier rockets going in here, supplying to anywhere in the universe we want to make carrier rockets. Local supply and remote, so we can deliver to right here, and we can deliver to somewhere else. Local and remote supply. We also want warpers at the bottom. Set it to 100. And then we need the 3 items it needs. So that'll be Dyson Sphere components. Let's see. Dyson Sphere components. Maybe do 1,000 for now. Because depending on the travel distance, we might have to increase this, but might do more. Let's do 2,000. That seems good. Then we'll need the fuel. I'd like to do 2,000 U as well. This is gonna tax the system, but that is what we want to do. Then lastly, we want the processing units, or quantum chips even. So this is pretty much what we want flowing into this one. And that will be, as soon as we hook it up, demand, so we get things flowing. From here, we'll have 3 outputs out. And if we look at the crafting speed, I'm not sure we're going to do the maximum length, because if we do that, this is a 1.5 crafting speed. So it means we'll do 1 every 4 seconds. It means we need 8 per, or 1 every 8th second. Yeah, so we can do an insanely long row. What if we just, let's see, we can launch in one of the launches, that's, what is it, 5. How fast is it launches? I can see it in here. Right here. 5 per minute, so 1 every 12 seconds. So if you want 10 of these going at a time, well, let's do 12. That means we can launch 60 per minute. That's 1 per second. Let's say we want to launch 12. Ooh, the math. I don't like the math. So let's see. 12 per minute of you. That means we need to make 60. It means we need 10 of these. If we do 6 per second, so we actually need, what's that going to be? 15. We'll do 16 for now. I think that'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If those can run full speed, we'll get a bit more than 1 per second out. Ooh, wonder what it takes us to supply this. And then you'll go back here. So that is pretty much the premise for how we're building the entire next part. In terms of going supersonic on this. Power-wise, it's gonna be quite bad. And yeah, that's just the way it is. So we'll need 3 inputs. We have builds on us, we have a few. We'll have 1. You'll go all the way to the end on the first one. You will go to the second one. And you will go to the third one. Wait, did I do that wrong? Wait, right there. It should be right. I just misclicked this one then. Let's see. Yeah, that seems right. So this is enough. We'll just let it flow for 1 per second. And do comment if I'm completely wrong about the math. I don't think I am, but who knows when I do it in my head. That's 1. Let's do the same on the opposite side. You'll go down, oh, not that far out. You'll go down here. Right, you have those along these lines. Luckily it lines up very nicely. You'll go to right here instead. To right there. Let's go pick up some items. We have them just up here. That's 1 rocket per second. That seems like a good number. Oh, going over here to our mall to get the belts. So let's see where you're at. You are right there. Grab you. Oh! It seems we have to look at this one that completely backed up. But that is actually a bit of an issue. But is it running again? Yeah, it is. Let's just plan it out, and then I'll actually do one thing for the graphene we have to set up, and that'll just be with the fire eyes. Because I think that might be the thing. So we'll just take 1 scale down belts. We can quickly upgrade them anyway. I just want to get the setup going. And the throughput probably doesn't need to be that high anyway, so let's just grab you for now to actually get it built. So flying over here again, hooking it up, and seeing what we can do with this thing. And you can go to here, and then we'll do the next one. Quantum to there as well. So this should be our current setup that can supply a lot of these going forward. Let's see here. I would like to hook you up. Wait, did I build it? Oh, okay, it was correct. I was like, did I build this wrong? I shouldn't have. Let's hook you up here. And then the opposite one goes right there. Let's see. That is looking very good. So that's all the outputs. Input-wise, it doesn't need to be very fast. 2 or 4 seconds, so one every half. I think we can. That's 1.5, that's 1.5, that's in half. So this gives us 4 per 2 seconds. Well, 2 per 4 seconds is what I'm trying to say. And this one needs 2 per 4 seconds if the math is correct. So let's get this. There's no need to overbuild when it's not needed. I know we're doing with the belts, but yeah, it's fine. There we are. And let's hook you up. That's good. And let's hook this part up. And then we pretty much have our small carrier rockets built. Then all we need to do is just, what's it called? Look at the items, get the items out, and we are good to go in this. Oh, look how beautiful it looks. I think what we're gonna do here is gonna be very, very good. To be honest, if you go over here now, we can always start the next one after this, but we'll see how big it gets when we have filled this up. So that's the carrier rockets. If we didn't go over a few, we could do it right here, because that gives us the maximum amount of room. What does that give? We need to go down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is what we'll do for this one. Then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So if we do it before, it would actually line up quite nicely, won't it? So 4, 4, 4, and 4. Well, we should pretty much... That's a good thing to know for the future. Pretty much starting these... What's it called? In the middle of the first two right here. That means we can actually fit in a lot more this way. Good to know, good to know. But then we can do, let's see how that would that be. We'll be right here. 2, 4. Or close at least. Oh, it fills 4, but needs 5 to fit in between. So maybe 3. It starts on the equator. How much room should we give it? Let's see, we can start 1 on this side as well then. You start with 2 on the right. That should be enough. Right there. Can we fit 1 in between? No. Can't. What if we take you out? Can we do anything cool then? No. But let's see, how close can we place these if we don't? I want to line them up in these. If that means we can only do 3, then so be it. Because then we have 1 space in between that's not used. Is that correct? It should be. And then over here we'll have the next one. Then we can't fit in 1 right here, but that doesn't give us enough room over here. That'll go into the next one. So that would look quite bad. So what if we do this instead? Start over here and go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 in. The same as we're doing from over here. 1, 2, 3 in. Where does it line this up? One up in the middle then. Right here, does it mean it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A crooked number. That is a bit annoying. What if we do it 1 more? Does that look better right here? Otherwise you have to take right in the middle. Might doing this will be a good way to do it. To be honest. Decisions. I want this to look good when we're doing it. Will this be fine? So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We pretty much needed to have you on that one instead. Because that leaves one in between. So that is our equator one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can do something else for the one up here that's a bit more crooked. So you'll go out there, and then we have some room in between for where we want to do. Yeah, I think this will work, won't it? I think that'll be quite nice. So that is the setup we're gonna go with. And then we'll just expand out what we need. So you'll have the Dyson Sphere components. You'll start right here. The Dyson Sphere components requires 3 items in. So pretty much the same setup as here. We are supplying them out. Dyson Sphere components. We'd like to get frames, sails, and processing units. 1000, 2, 2, and 2. And do we need space warpers? Probably not for this one, since it might only be right here we're building it. But we leave room for one in case you want to hook it up at some point. Could also hook it up now, but let's try this. This will be our, because we can always expand this out a bit more. Oh wait, what if we want to build one next to this? Will this be too cramped? Oh, because it needs 2 out each side. This needs out and out, so that means we will take out 3 of them anyway. No, this is good. This is the design we're gonna go with. Then you'll start a few lanes down, right here. Also seems good, but you will make Dyson Sphere components instead. And what are the maths for these then? One every about, is that 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds? Every 5 seconds needs 3, so 1 every 1.5 seconds. But if we just go by the crafting speed it actually says, it might actually be easier to do the math. So this needs 1 every 3 seconds. This one needs 1 every, what's that gonna be? 1 every 2 seconds? 1 every 2.5 seconds-ish. 2.5. So how many do you require over here? You require 1 per 3 seconds times a lot. Wow, my math is bad. 16. 4 per second can't be right. Well, we'll build it. I'll worry about the ratios afterwards. My head is not working right right now. That is pretty bad. If any of you have the math, do say so. Otherwise, I will research it in between episodes so we don't do this incorrectly. So this will go here. I'll just show you the setup and then I will build the rest in between episodes. I think that is the best way to do it. To here, and you'll go out as we did before. Down to here. Last one. And you'll go to right there as well. You'll go here. Sails next to it, and then you'll go out on the last one. So that is going to look quite good. That's going to go in, that's going to go out, and be perfect. The next one over, if you look at these, that'll be our fuel. Quite easy to do as well. But does this require something else that needs more room? No, still just an assembler. So same setup. Here, change you to fuel. We'll have these one being supplied to the network, getting beams, deuterium, which we have a ton of at the moment, so that is not really an issue, and supermagnetic cores. Let's see, there. You can store 2000 as well, just so we have something for the transit. You can store 1000 of you for now. And here the ratio is going to be a bit more important because we need 10 in of deuterium per 6 seconds. But again, I'll hook this up later. Right now we're just hooking up the first part for this one. So we have something that's going to be somewhat of a goal for this episode. Let's see, where do you start? Do you start here then? 2, 4, 6, you'll start right there. And then you'll need the last one. That is the processing one. Quantum chips. Store 1000. Get processing units. And the last thing was the plane filter. 2000 and 2000. I'm gonna be surprised to see what happens when we turn this up on at some point. If our entire power grid will just completely shut off. I can be a bit afraid that's what's gonna happen, but that in itself is a kind of cool thing to see. So this will be our quantum chips. Quantum chip, the same thing, 2 out, and then we have, if we do this 4, then we have all the basic things for the small carrier rocket. And I think that's a good place to start the next episode, where I'll just build this in between episodes because it does take a while to set up, and no need for you guys to see that. And then we can start to look at the next parts, being, for example, processes we might set up. That is a rather short chain, so that could be quite fun getting done first, and then maybe this afterwards. But yeah, I'll set these 3 up in between episodes, and when you guys come back, you will see this not working, but at least have been built. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do comment what you think about this setup. I think it's gonna be rather good, and supply us with a lot of rockets. And I think 1 per second is a cool goal to have. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my goal. 1 small carrier rocket per second. Oh, if I achieve that, just imagine a Dyson Sphere being built with 60 of those going out. Oh, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be insanely cool. So yeah, I'll end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Do remember to like and subscribe. Come join us in Discord. Support me on Patreon if you want to. All the jazz. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.